Hey everyone, Shabby here and welcome to our first SWE pay-per-view of the season. This is Mayhem. I've just wondered about this arena. I made this arena. I've got no idea what this is. It's like an old-fashioned WrestleMania arena. I have no idea what this is. It's all or nothing, of course, for Mayhem though. And we are starting things off here with Larry Zybsko in the ring. So PJ Toby's got lined up for Mr. Zybsko. It's Andre the Giant. A big member of PJ Toby's roster. Andre the Giant is here. Taking on Larry Zybsko. And oh, behind him is Mr. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Again, a man that PJ Toby said he wanted to use this year. Bobby Heenan. And aligned with Andre the Giant is just perfect. That's exactly what it should be, shouldn't it, really? These two guys had a great time together in the late 80s, early 90s in WWE. Or WF, if you will. And now we're seeing some a resurgence here of them. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to this one. See what Andre the Giant can do here. As he steps over the top of the rope. And you think Andre the Giant, his size and his stature is one thing. But then you add Bobby the Brain Heenan to the ringside and you all of a sudden get a completely new aspect to this match. A completely different style that we could see here. Andre the Giant with a mission could be absolutely brutal here in SWE. And here we go, the bell goes, we are underway. And Zybsko, you see, so much smaller than Andre, but fighting his hardest straight off the bat. Punches and kicks and all sorts, and the speed of Zybsko is just catching Andre out here, but Zybsko can't knock Andre over. Andre forced into the corner, and now Zybsko scoop slams him onto the top turnbuckle, locking the tree of woe, but Andre fighting back with a knee in the face. And I feel like Zybsko might be in trouble. Oh my god, Andre launching Zybsko. I feel like Zybsko could be in trouble here. I think those strikes at the beginning may have just peed Andre off more than anything, to be honest with you. Zybsko fighting back with a couple of elbows, another big elbow in the gut as well of Andre. Zybsko sending Andre into the ropes, into a drop toe hold. A boot in the back of the arm, and now Zybsko rolling Andre over up to a seated base. What's he have planned? Oh, Andre just dropping. Zybsko dropping a knee right in the leg of Andre. And that's a clever move. Try and bring down the big redwood by taking down the trunk, obviously. Oh, didn't do a very good job with it. These Andre just piles straight through Zybsko. Zybsko off the ropes and on. Oh, catching Andre into a DDT. And you know, Zybsko did a pretty good job here of showing what he's got available. Stab on the back of the arm of Andre the Giant there. Zybsko now a big kick in the spine as well. Andre back up to his feet. Catching Zybsko. Oh. Tombstone power driver there by Andre the Giant. Not a manoeuvre I've seen him use very often, I must admit. I don't recall Andre using the tombstone, but I might be wrong. Andre now taking Zybsko up into a backbreaker as well. Andre just dragging Zybsko away from the ropes before standing on him. And now twist to the head there by Andre on Zybsko. Zybsko fighting back up to his feet. Big right hand. Zybsko now snapmail Andre the Giant, taking him down, and Zybsko just has the speed advantage. That's one thing that Andre must be used to by now. Andre never obviously has a speed advantage against his opponents. Andre's a big, slow competitor, but he has his strengths in certain areas, and he's got to utilise those strengths the best he can. I'm sure the game plan brought up by Bobby Heenan would be the best way of doing that. Now, Andre, we've had this quite a few times this game now, haven't we, where people start doing something and then just sort of forget what they're doing. That was another situation there where Andre just picked Zybsko up and then just didn't really know what to do with him. They just had him there. Andre's knees look weird in this game, don't they? It's just because everyone seems to have knee pads on normally, but Andre's knees look like scars, don't they, if you look at him? Wait till he's standing back up, you're able to see it a bit better. As Zybsko in control of Andre here, then just twisting the side of the head. Trying to keep the man grounded. The more Andre's on the ground, the less dangerous he's going to be to you. Zybsko willing Andre back up to his feet. Double axe handle, taking him down again. And Zybsko really surprising me here. I didn't think he would do this well against Andre the Giant. I thought Andre might just walk this one, to be honest. Andre now, has Zybsko here in an abdominal stretch, and look at the contortion of the body of Larry Zybsko, really stretching out the abdomen, but Zybsko, yeah, Zybsko with the super strength there against Andre the Giant, taking him down. I've got a really cold drink out of the fridge, it's going to be bloody brain freeze, Zybsko again catching Andre, Zybsko just had the speed over Andre. A boot in the spine of Andre by Zybsko as well. Zybsko now bringing Andre back up to a seated base. Went for the kick in the back, but Andre avoided it now, and then a rake of the back by Andre. Taking Zybsko up onto his shoulders, but Zybsko fighting back, elbow in the face. And now reverse DDT. What is Larry Zybsko's finisher? What is Andre the Giant's finisher actually as well? I think Andre's finisher is that the big elbow drop into the pin, I think, isn't it? Bobby Heenan here distracting the referee. As it looks like Zybsko is maybe looking for his finisher maneuver. It's a power driver, my god. That looks so freaky to see a man the size of Andre getting power driven. Here you see Heenan distracting Zybsko. And Andre is straight back up after that power driver, no selling it. Andre taking Zybsko up into a double-handed choke slam. Wow. Now that could be game, set, match here. A kick in the spine. Andre again bringing Zybsko back up into a gorilla press and dropping in the middle of the ring. If he can follow this up with the big elbow, that could be the end. And there is the big elbow. Andre into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Zybsko did well. Really did well, actually, Zybsko. Surprised me how well he did. But eventually, Andre's size was just too much to overcome. And we see the real glory, the real benefit to having someone like Heenan at ringside. He could have lost this match, Andre, at this point. After that big power driver, he could have lost the match. But Heenan knew his job very well, distracted the referee for enough time to allow Andre a little second to recuperate. Then distracting Zybsko as well, allowing Andre to keep up. Hit a big sequence of moves, ending with that big elbow, and obviously getting the victory for the 1, the 2, and the 3 count. There we go. Andre the Giant is victorious here. And Andre the Giant, aligned with Bobby the Brain Heenan, could be a much more dangerous aspect for everybody here in SWE Mayhem. And SWE in general. Really could be the start of something quite special here for Andre and Heenan. And here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be our first championship match of the evening as well. It's going to be Harlem Heat taking on the Mayhem Tag Team Champions, of course, the Legion of Doom. Good old Legion of Doom. It still stuns me every now and again to think, you know, that Animal is related to John Laurinaitis. They're brothers. It still stuns me to think that. When I first heard that, I was like, no way. I don't know why I thought it was so out there, but it just really was. It just really confused me for some reason. So, of course, Harlem Heat won the opportunity for this match when they defeated the Acolytes on Mayhem last week. And now they've got a chance here to go off against the Legion of Doom. And they've got a big advantage here because Legion of Doom have not wrestled yet in this universe mode. Which means that the Harlem Heat have got more momentum. They got quite a lot of momentum here, so I say quite a lot. They got one match worth of momentum, whereas Legion of Doom have got no momentum at all, so it could swing that way for them, you never know. Legion of Doom are a pretty strong team. I think ratings-wise, it's a bit of a weird match because Harlem Heat are quite one-sided. Stevie Ray is about 80 rated, whereas Booker T is like 87 or 88 rated. Whereas Legion of Doom, I think they're both at 84, 85, so they're pretty much even. Whereas it's quite one-sided for the Harlem Heat team. I quite like that. And as you can see, We're sticking with the theme of managers as Paul Ellering makes his Mayhem debut alongside the Legion of Doom. Good old Legion of Doom, eh? I really like him. I don't know why it took us so long to use him in the universe mode, you know. I really don't. They're such a good team. You know what? I don't mind these championships either, you know. I've struggled to make a lot of these championships because when you sit there and you've got to make... I must have made like 20 odd maybe more, about 20, 25 championships in this universe mode. And I've struggled, I must admit. Whereas some of them now... I don't know if it's just the way that aesthetics works in the game, but some of them just look pretty good no matter what. As we get a nice look right at Paul Ellering's nose there. Always useful. So here we go then. As we await the sequence of the championship. There it is. The Mayhem Tag Team Championships. I don't know why it's just stopped at shun. There's no chips. So your challengers, of course, Booker T on the right and his brother Stevie Ray on the left. Harlem Heat. A pretty interesting tag team from WCW. They were very much up and down by the looks of it. I must admit I didn't watch a lot of WCW, so trying to get the hang of what was going on was a bit more difficult. But I think the team sort of created and recreated. I remember the one time when I was really watching WCW was the point where Booker had been kicked out of Harlem Heat. And Booker was coming out to Pop Goes the Weasel was his entrance music. I seem to remember that at some point. Booker and Stevie Ray both joined NWO. I don't know if Booker did, actually. I know Stevie Ray joined NWO at some point. Then Stevie Ray left NWO to rejoin Harlem Heat, and it was all a bit... Well, WCW was a bit of a cluster anyway, wasn't it? Of random storylines all put together, wasn't it? So here we go then. The first of 4 championship matches here this evening. And the first of 2 tag team matches as well. Of course, we did announce last week that we are going to have another tag team match later on this evening. The Brainbusters versus the Revival. Always a cracking match. Looking forward to that one. Of course, the interesting part about that match as well is that last year Arn Anderson was managing the Revival in SWE Season 2. The Revival were part of a new rehashed 4 Horsemen alongside Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. This year, of course, we've got the proper Horsemen. We've got Barry Windham and Tully Blanchard, as well as Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. Booker T now bringing Animal back up to his feet. So it's Booker T and Animal starting things off here. Booker just draping Animal across that top rope, and now, oh nice, dropping him neck first across that top rope. And like I said, I would have thought that Legion of Doom would try and get Stevie Ray in the ring and try and work over Stevie Ray as much as they possibly can, because, like I said, at the moment, I think Stevie Ray is probably the, I don't want to say the strongest, the weakest member of the match, but I suppose he is really, he's the lowest rated. But Booker T is the highest rated, so probably trying to avoid having Booker T in the ring too much, maybe. As Booker T just demolishing Animal here in his own corner. Aminal. Aminal. Do-do-do-do-do. Aminal. Do-do-do-do. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Yeah, oh god. Booker now bringing Animal back up. Into the corner he goes. As we see our first bit of tag team manoeuvring of the evening. Nice double axe handle to the arm there. But Animal fighting straight back, taking Stevie Ray up. And as I said, they want to get Stevie Ray in the ring and try and work him over. He's the weaker member of Harlem Heat. And that's exactly what Animal managed to do here. And now here he is bringing Hawk into the ring. And Paul Ellering throwing a steel chair into the ring as well. I'm not quite sure if that's going to work out too well. Saying that, Hawk here with a suplex. No, Brainbuster. Interesting. Hawk with a Brainbuster. Was there one point where Hawk jumped off of the... Did he have like a depression angle going on with Hawk? Where he was depressed and he jumped off the top of the Titantron. I seem to recall that somewhere. I'm going to have to Google this. I'm going to have to Google it. Hawk jump off Titantron. Am I making this up, or... No, yeah, Warrior falls off Titantron. Was that not an angle then, or was... I don't know what was going on here. Back in '98, WF decided to reinvent the legendary team, the Legion of Doom, adding a third member, Puke, and sending the classic member Hawk into a downward spiral of alcohol and substance abuse. The problem with the angle, besides the absurdity of trying to do that, the Road Warriors with anyone but Animal and Hawk, is that the story too closely mirrored Hawk's real-life struggles, as too many pro wrestlers' drug abuse angles do. Maybe you remember Hawk getting drunk and threatening to kill himself on Raw, and then getting shoved off the Titantron. Yeah, that's exactly what I remember. That's why... So that's what it was, that he got pushed off. And there's the scissor kick there by Booker T. Wow, we could have a change of championships here. Oh, referee pushed him into the ropes. I forgot to turn off the bloody rope break, didn't I? Referee pushed him into the ropes as well. That's annoying, that, isn't it? Yeah, so who's up there then? It's Hawk. It's really bad quality. I don't even know what's going on here, to be honest. Stevie Ray now taking Hawk up on his shoulders. Into a submission. That's Animal, sorry, not Hawk. Animal was able to fight himself free. That's just that Puke guy. Whoever Puke is. Was Puke Droz? I can't remember now. Well, Puke, whoever it was, has just pushed Hawk off the top. Well, that was a weird one, wasn't it? I remember that. I do remember that, yeah. It was a weird one. Neckbreaker there by Stevie Ray on Animal. Well, I'm just clicking so many buttons now. I shouldn't be clicking this many buttons. Right, there we go. There you go. We're back. We're back. I can see what I'm doing now. Stevie Ray now bringing Hawk, Animal back. I keep saying Hawk now. I'm Hawk obsessed. I've got Hawk eyes. Animal fighting back now. Big upper-handed chop right to the neck of Stevie Ray. I'll tell you what, Animal's taken some damage here. But if he can hit this power slam, he might be able to turn it around. There is the power slam. One. Oh, and Booker T so quickly across the ring to break that up. Now Hawk with Booker T up on his shoulders. Booker T fighting back. Catching Hawk now into a neck breaker. Animal, big elbow drop and another. Now ducking the clothesline into a big clothesline of his own. Steve Ray in the corner. No, it looks like Booker T and Hawk now fighting out on the outside. As Stevie Ray stalking Animal. And if Hawk is back in position now, I was going to say, if Hawk's not back in position, there's a serious chance here that Stevie Ray could pick up the victory. I've got to turn bloody rope breaks off, haven't I? It's doing my head in now. Stevie Ray taking Animal up into the atomic drop. Dropping him nut first on his knee. Stevie Ray now just pinching away at the shoulder. It's good to have Harlem Heat on Mayhem, isn't it? Mayhem's very much defined by fire and flames and that sort of stuff. And then Harlem Heat have got the flame attire and the red attire. It's pretty cool, actually. It works pretty well, doesn't it? The red and black. And of course, it's red and black as well for Legion of Doom. There's a big splash there by Animal. There's the pin. One. And again, Booker T, they're so quickly to break it up. Booker needs working over a bit, I think. Nice Saito suplex there by Hawk. See, Booker's down now. If there's a big maneuver here by Animal and Hawk, they might be able to finish Stevie Ray off. While Booker T is grounded. Clubbing blow in the back there by Animal. And another one of Stevie Ray. And Animal is looking to stalk Stevie Ray. Booker T's down the outside. This could be it, you know. There's the power slam if he goes into the pin straight away while Booker's down. There it is. 1, 2, and 3. And Legion of Doom do keep their tag team championships. Booker T have been dispatched to the outside by Hawk, allowing Animal to take advantage of the situation and catch Stevie Ray with the power slam. Like I said on this one, if they could isolate Stevie Ray, they had a very good chance of winning this one, Legion of Doom, and that's exactly what they have done. Wow, nice. So our first Mayhem Championship match of the evening ends in a championship defense. And as I was saying earlier on in the match, the momentum built up by Harlem Heat just obviously wasn't enough. And now then, as we see, the Legion of Doom retain their championships. Paul Ellering very, very happy as well. Legion of Doom very happy as well. Still your Mayhem champions. It'll take someone quite special to take the belts away from them though, isn't it? I'm sure PJ Toby's got some ideas of tag team rivalries that could really work on this roster. We've got Demolition on this roster as well. We could have Demolition versus Legion of Doom at some point. That'd be pretty cool. And here we go. Here's our next match of the evening. Another championship match as Sasha Banks must defend her Mayhem Women's Championship against the #1 contender, Asuka. And for me, I can't see past Asuka in this one. She just looks so dominant in the #1 contendership match on Mayhem last week that I really think Sasha's going to struggle here. The following match is scheduled for one fall. One fall. And it is for the Mayhem Women's Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. From... I don't know where she's from, actually. I don't know where she's from, actually. I want to say Osaka, but I don't think she's Osaka, Japan. I think Shinsuke's Osaka, Japan. Yeah, I'm sure Shinsuke's Osaka, Japan. Looks pretty cool, and I think there's a lot about her this year that I quite like, and I feel like she's going to be a real dominant. Always one of PJ Toby's first picks in women's wrestling, and I'm not surprised. He always gets the luck because he has Mayhem that always picks first. Next time we do a draft, I might have to do like a coin, not necessarily a coin toss because that won't work with 5 different brands, but maybe some sort of like draw out of a hat to see who gets the first picks and so forth. Or we could do the pick. There's a different draft way, isn't there, where you do like whoever gets the last pick gets the first pick of the next round, sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sasha's going to be in some big trouble here this evening, you know. Big trouble. And there she is, rocking. That championship's massive, isn't it? I thought it'd be a bit smaller for the women, that championship, but evidently not. It's a huge bloody belt. But it's looking good on her. Of course, she won the championship. Did she win the championship at the I think she did win the championship at the pay-per-view, didn't she? Away from Asuka. And then Asuka had to get herself the #1 contendership in a triple threat match. Which was Asuka versus AJ Lee versus Ember Moon. And Asuka just looked so dominant in that match. Like I said, she really just was a force to be reckoned with. But I think Asuka might be fairly confident here this evening. And she should be. And the thing is with this as well, it's because of the way the rankings work. Not our rankings, the in-game rankings, the power rankings. I believe Asuka's like #1 in the power rankings, which means she gets like an extra 10 stat points in every department. And there she is, the Empress of Tomorrow, but maybe the champion of today. And your champion, the boss, Sasha Banks. Is that the last time she'll be holding that belt? Ah. So I just had seen a tweet. I thought about this now, following this the core makers on Twitter. And that's what I'm doing now. And I get a nice little tweet every time someone uploads one, which is pretty cool, actually, because it means I can find some good ones. I've just seen quite a good Killer Elite squad. Now, they weren't part of the draft, but you know what? It could be something we could have a look at. Sasha now able to get out the back of that suplex into a Russian leg sweep. Now stamping on the arm of Asuka. Sasha dragging Asuka middle of the ring. And a big boot right in the gut. Sasha a kick in the spine of Asuka now as well. Sasha snap suplex on Asuka. And there is the head scissors. And an elbow in the top of the head. Maybe I've been a bit harsh here on Sasha. I thought that Asuka... There's nothing against Sasha, but I just thought Asuka was so dominant at the moment that it was going to be a complete walkthrough. But maybe I spoke a bit too soon. Maybe I was too harsh on the whole situation. Or maybe I wasn't. As Asuka now knee in the gut of Sasha Banks, bringing her up to seated base and just twisting the head of Sasha. Maybe working towards a submission at some point. Sasha taking Asuka down. But Asuka straight back up, taking her down herself. Now looking for that scoop slam, but Sasha slides out the back. But Asuka catches her with a jawbreaker. See, I think this year's game, singles matches are a lot better, but we're struggling still with tag team matches, I think. Wow. That was defeating the laws of gravity and physics. That was as Asuka launched away majority of the way across the ring. Asuka now sending Sasha over the top. Now into a hip toss over the top rope and a kick in the spine as well. Asuka went for the running senton, but Sasha rolled out the way. And Sasha now a great tornado head scissors takedown. Of course, Sasha's very good friends with Kalisto, and I'm pretty sure she might have got that from Kalisto, that one. Asuka now, oh nice Saito suplex. Wow, Sasha getting launched over the top, really crashing hard on the ground below. Asuka's give her a few seconds to recuperate. That might not be the best idea. Sasha bringing Asuka back up to her feet now, looking for the scoop. No, Asuka fighting back. There's the reverse DDT. Sasha, nice neck breaker, now dragging Asuka middle of the ring. Can Sasha pull this one off? Sasha stamping right on the back of Asuka. And Sasha just walking straight into the turnbuckle pad. She obviously can't see it, bless her. Oh, there we go. She's turned around now. Now, I did, in between matches, I did go in and switch off the rope breaks, which is a big thing here because, of course, the bank statement was always a problem on 2K17 for Sasha. Sasha now just showing the crowd, taunting away, before catching with that knee strike in the corner, now just stamping on the back of Asuka as well, looking to continue the assault. Big kick in the spine of Asuka. Sasha bringing Asuka back up. Oh, there we go. Locking it in for that neck breaker. We've seen that before. Straight into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Sasha can't believe it. She thought she had it won there. But this could be the opportunity Sasha's been waiting for. If she can lock in that bank statement, that could be enough. Oh, come on, 2K. That was shocking. She was too far away. Now she's being caught out in the Asuka lock. Now that is what happens when you don't do things correctly. That's what happens when you stand too far away when you try and lock in a submission. Asuka locking in the Asuka lock on Sasha Banks. Will Sasha have to tap, or will she be able to get out of this? Oh. Asuka released it. Maybe thinking she's done enough damage, or maybe not, because she's bringing Sasha back up to her feet. Why don't she just go for the pin? Made more sense to me if she was going for the pin. The spinning neckbreaker there by Sasha, though. Sasha heading up to the middle rope. Big splash. Sasha dragging Asuka into the ring. Kicking the spine. There's the pin once again. One. Only a 1 count. Wow. Asuka showing here that she's nowhere near defeated. Just trying to send her a message, maybe. Nice tornado DDT there by Asuka. Kicking the spine by Asuka as well on Sasha Banks. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, I need enough for a 2 count. And again, Asuka just has her 1 step ahead of Sasha at the moment. Nice snapmare by Asuka. A drop kick in the back of the head of Sasha. Asuka now slamming the arm of Sasha into the mat. Nice snap suplex as well. And a kick in the spine of Sasha Banks. Asuka taking Sasha down now. Wrenching back at the neck. Sasha fighting back, elbows in the gut of Asuka. Such a great back and forth match, this one. Both these ladies desperate not to lose this one. There's a running hip attack by Asuka into the pin on Sasha. That'll be enough. 1, 2, and 3. It is. Brand new women's champion. I'll say brand new. New women's champion. Not brand new. We've had a women's champion as Asuka before. I think this is going to be her 3rd championship run now with the belt. And she deserves it fully. It was a really good match between these two. I just thought that Asuka always had the upper hand. I said before the match even started I fancied Asuka for this one. And she proved me correct. Referee, come on. They're so slow to react, the referees on this year's game, aren't they? Some weird highlights here. That, of course, is only enough for a 2. But the running hip attack was what finally finished Sasha Banks off. And like I said, brand new... Well, I say brand new. New women's champion. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to double check now. I'm pretty sure it's her 3rd run as the Mayhem Women's Champion. Of course, if you ever want to find this information out, then you can always head over to the blogger page. There'll be a link in the description below to the blogger page. And it has all the champion history. It has all the rankings, current rankings on there as well. Asuka, she held it in Season 1 for 11 weeks. I know, she held it in Season 1 for 11 weeks. Season 1 and Season 2 continued onwards. She lost it to Sasha midway through Season 2. And then she's regained it back now. So, yeah, Asuka, this is her 2nd championship run. So it was held originally by Ivelisse. Then Asuka won it from Ivelisse. Then Sasha won it from Asuka. Now Asuka's won it back from Sasha. So PJ Toby's Mayhem Women's division has not really changed very much across the 3 seasons. But you can tell why. Why change what wins, eh? And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be the Revival taking on the Brainbusters in a dream match. Looking forward to this bad boy. This should be a cracker. So it's not getting darker. I thought it might get darker throughout the evening. I didn't remember picking this arena, to be honest. I made this arena while I was speaking to someone on the phone. And I assumed I had it right, but... yeah, it's all gone a little bit haywire, isn't it? I didn't realise I made it. It's not a bad one at the end of the day. The stadium's still a pretty cool arena, isn't it? And I'm sure PJ Toby's happy enough with the stadium. Looks pretty good. And I don't think anyone's looked at the stadium when we've got this match ongoing, is it really? The Revival versus the Brainbusters. Wow. It's like when you've just put a team in a time machine, taken them back in time, and cloned themselves. It's exactly what it'd be like, really, isn't it? The Revival are a great old-school tag team. A team we haven't seen much of that sort of style, have we, over the years? And it's yeah, since this is the good old days when this sort of real tag team wrestling was a thing. You look at the tag teams WWE have currently got, and none of them are like real gritty old school tag teams, are they? So Revival's really found themselves quite a good niche on the roster, and it's quite a simple one at the same time. There's Tully Blanchard, of course. Thankfully, there's a guy making a lot of these cores. He's made all the Horsemen. We've actually got a Barry Windham now that looks half respectable, unlike the one I had the first time. And here we go then. It is time for the dream match we've all been waiting for. And this one has pretty big implications on the tag team picture here as well. Of course, the Brainbusters already picked up a victory in the main event of Mayhem a couple of days ago, of course, alongside Ric Flair in a 6-man tag match. So another win here would give them another 10 ranking points, because of course, don't forget, I don't know, 20 ranking points, wouldn't it? Because don't forget, on pay-per-views, ranking points are worth double. So yeah, they're already on 120 Brainbusters. If they win this one, they could be on 140, which is a great way to start your first Universe mode as a team, isn't it, really? Of course, we had Arn Anderson last year, but of course, he worked alongside the Revival. And of course, the Revival will be really hoping to show what they can do here. They'll be hoping that they can show that they are nothing to be blinked at. They're a pretty strong team themselves. Nice DDT there by Arn Anderson. And stamping on the back. And Arn Anderson really needs to use his experience here, because I feel like the Revival might just about have the energy over them. Now dropping a boot right in the gut of Scott Dawson. The Revival's had a bit of bad luck, haven't they, since they moved on to the main roster. With the injuries and so forth, it's been quite tricky for them. Oh, Arn managed to make the hot tag, but it didn't really work out too well, did it? Dawson sending Tully into the corner. Oh, but Tully playing possum and taking Scott Dawson down. I think Dash was going for the tag there by the looks of it. Dawson, oh, what a spiked DDT. Wow. There's the target. In comes Dash Wilder, the fresh man. Wilder bringing Blanchard back up to his feet and now drags him along against the ropes. What's he going to go for here? A knee in the gut. And another one as well. Into a Russian leg sweep. And Dash Wilder really showing some incredible ability here. Stamp on the back by Dash as well on Tully. And now Dash heading up top. Okay. Not quite sure who came out on top of that one, to be honest. Not quite sure at all. Both guys sort of went down. Yeah, that was a little bit weird, wasn't it, really? Blanchard stamping on the back of Dash. Now bring him back up to a seated base. Back up to a kneeling base. And just slaps him. Insult added to injury there. Tully sending Dash into the corner. There's the tag. And Arn dropping a double axe handle. Oh, but gets caught out there with a back elbow straight away by Dash Wilder, who now takes Arn up, but Arn slides out the back. Onto the shoulders. Oh, nice shoulder breaker there by Arn Anderson. Working Dash Wilder down. Now he's heading up top, but he's heading from quite a distance. That's Scott Dawson just catching him out. Yeah. Yeah, that was always going to happen, really, wasn't it? But there's the big double A spine buster. But Arn is not done yet. He wants to action more offense. DDT, there it is. Tully needs to come in. There's the pin. He's going to get there, isn't he? There we go, straight away. There's just not quite right, is it still? It's not quite right at all, is it? The people are just not quick enough to come across. Nice atomic drop there by Arn Anderson on Dash Wilder. Yeah, just a defense of the pinfall. It's just not right. It used to be a few years ago, people used to come in the ring after their opponent had hit the finisher before they went for the pin, and that worked really well. But now this whole thing of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, they're at a disadvantage more or less. But Arn is still in control as Scott Dawson and Tully Blanchard were fighting on the outside. Scott Dawson's back up on the apron now, but Tully nowhere to be found. Scott asking for the pin, or the tag even. Oh, come on, Arn. Why'd you just stop? Why just stop? Because that was just stupid, wasn't it? Because you just allowed the guy you've been demolishing for quite a chunk of the match, you just allowed him to tag himself out. That's crazy, isn't it? But then again, Dash Wilder is down on the outside now as Arn Anderson taking him up, dropping him face first. Now he's got the opportunity here of a big maneuver to finish Scott Dawson off. Because Dash Wilder has got no way of saving him or breaking that pin. Arn Anderson fighting free straight into the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. But Dash is back up on the apron now. But with the damage he's taken, it's probably not going to be too useful, is he? As you see, he's still struggling on the apron. Ooh, not quite sure what happened there, but again, just sort of collapsed. Arn now stalking. Scott bringing them back up. I am losing my voice every now and again. You can hear it just disappear in the middle of words. Arn now dropping Dawson again face first. And Arn's been in the match for quite some time now. There it is, the big DDT once again. Is that going to be enough? There's the pin. Blanchard comes in, comes across. He does take out Dash Wilder, and the Brainbusters, of course, represented the Horsemen, do pick up the victory here, which is a fantastic start for them. And PJ Toby's going to have to look at these two guys as #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships pretty soon. They've won a match in a main event in Mayhem, and they've won a match at a pay-per-view as well. 2 big wins, building momentum, definitely can become very effective. Of course, both their matches so far have only been worth double ranking points. A pay-per-view and a main event of a show. Therefore, tag team-wise, well, both these guys have got themselves 20 points each now, 120 ranking points each. And the tag team has got 40 points since it started, so 140 points for them as well. But there we go, big win there. And I'm very jealous. The 4 Horsemen, especially these pretty damn good cores as well. I was hoping to get them for myself, but obviously PJ Toby got the luck, I suppose, if you look at it that way. He got the luck of getting them. And, yeah, I am jealous about the Horsemen, I must admit. And here is our next match of the evening. It's going to be for the Television Championship as Bret the Hitman Hart takes on Chris Jericho in a submission match. That's pretty cool. I've literally just had I've got my laptop open next to me while I do these recordings. I've just had a notification come up on Twitter, and some guys just tweeted one of my videos saying that he's found one of his alpha female cores in one of my videos. I think it's quite cool. That's happened to me last year as well. I don't know how people find them, to be honest. It's pretty cool, though. So starting things off, of course, we have your challenger, Mr. Bret Hart. Of course, on Mayhem a few days back, we saw Bret Hart's brother taking on Chris Jericho one-on-one, and Owen Hart was victorious in that match, which was pretty interesting, to say the least. Owen Hart gained himself quite a few ranking points from that, but also got himself in a situation where he's halted the momentum, or given Chris Jericho minus momentum coming into this match against his brother. Of course, like I said, this is going to be a submission match, so it's essentially the Sharpshooter versus the Walls of Jericho. Walls of Jericho. Break the walls down. There's that video a few weeks back. It was knocking around Facebook and all sorts, where there was a guy in a UFC match who actually won a UFC match using the Walls of Jericho. It was pretty insane, actually. I couldn't believe he did it. He caught the guy, locked him in, and just literally folded him over in the Walls of Jericho and won the match by submission. It was really cool, actually. And so, of course, Jericho won the belt back at Shabby Mania, end of Season 2, when he defeated... It's how good my memory is. I'm going to say Sting and Seth Rollins in a triple... No, it wasn't Sting and Seth Rollins. It was Sting and somebody in Triple Threat, wasn't it? Jake Roberts? Yes. Sting and Jake Roberts. Sting was the champion. Jake Roberts won one qualifying match. And Jericho won another qualifying match. Yeah, that was it, yeah. So Jericho looking to try and keep a hold of that championship here. His first real defense. And it's going to be a very difficult one. And PJ Toby's got such a strong roster. You can see we are actually having the situation where we're having big names like this fighting it out in the upper mid-card position. And there we go, that's what it's all for. I'm not very good at making championships, am I? I think we can all agree on that. So here we go then, your challenger, like I said, Bret the Hitman Hart. Don't think he's held gold so far in the... No, I don't think he's held gold so far in SWE. And of course, Chris Jericho in his first championship reign. I like Chris Jericho. He's a good lad, isn't he? Jericho hands the belt over. We are ready to get into this match. The referee holds the belt up high like he's won it himself, reliving a dream that he obviously can't do because he's not very good. But there you go. We are underway. I remember, like I said, this is a submission. I forgot the word submission then. This is a submission match. So, of course, only winning via a sub... I don't know what I'm talking about here. I've got a bit mad all of a second. All of a sudden. I tell you, I'm really losing control here. My ability to say words is slowly running away from me. I've been recording this video for quite some time now. It didn't go very well to start off with. But I'm getting there now. Right. The first man to make their opponent tap out gets the victory. That's what I was trying to say before. Right. I'm back on track, people. I'm back on track. I promise you. Jericho catching Bret with a knee in the gut. Surprised that Bret's come out here alone here this evening. I would have thought that maybe we might have seen Owen Hart or Jim Neidhart or someone like that at ringside. But it looks like Bret has sort of told the guys that he wants to prove that he can win this himself. He doesn't want it to look like, I don't know, that he's being helped out to win the championship or so forth. So I respect him for that. I really do. Bret now a few clubbing blows against the back of Jericho. Into a vertical suplex. Stamp on the gut, and now Bret wrenching back at the neck. We've still got 2 matches left after this, and I'm really struggling with words. But I need to get this recorded and edited tonight, and it's already 11:30. I'm struggling here, aren't I? I've got to get up for work in 7 hours. And I've still got to finish the recording and edit this video. Oh, God. I'm going to be fun at work tomorrow, aren't I? I'll have to have 6 pints of coffee when I wake up in the morning. Bret Hart now taking Jericho up on his shoulders. And you'd think they'd try and work on these body parts and so forth. That was a pretty vicious move. That was the top of the back and the neck there of Chris Jericho banging against that top rope. Double elbows there being dropped by Bret. And it might take 1 or 2 attempts at the submission to finally get the victory. You never know. I think it might, to be honest. Nice backbreaker there by Bret Hart. And Bret is in control of this match at the moment. I spoke too soon. There's Jericho getting these shoulder blocks now. Bret throwing him over the top, but Jericho... It's quite a cool little combination of moves there. I like that. I think that was Jericho's comeback, was it? Or Jericho now looks to be the first one to lock it in. Rolls Bret over into the walls of Jericho. But Bret able to break free. And Jericho, oh, big power bomb. The power bomb. Now Jericho all of a sudden in control of this match. He needs to continue working over that back of Bret Hart, seeing if he can get the tap out victory. Jericho now butterfly backbreaker on Bret, and obviously working that back down more and more and more, potentially for another Walls of Jericho. Well, he's got it locked in already. Okay. I wonder in a submission match then whether you get more... Because this is a submission match on slow momentum. I wonder if you get more... I don't know, if you want to get more chances to hit your finisher maneuver maybe, if it's a submission or so forth, I'm not sure. Another submission here by Jericho, and Bret's in real trouble here. Bret was dominating the early part of the match, and now Jericho really in control as Bret does break free. Jericho taking Bret up on his shoulders, slamming him into that turnbuckle just like Bret did to Jericho earlier. Jericho, that's just poor, man. That's really poor, Mr. Jericho. Can't believe you did that. Bret now catching Jericho, looking for that abdominal stretch. Interesting. Interesting little submission here. I'm not quite sure it's going to be enough. Jericho keeps getting a hold of that middle rope and finally does manage to break himself away. Bret now... Ooh, Jericho sliding free. Jericho with the reverse DDT. And now Jericho wrenching back at the leg and the arms hooked in there as well. Jericho now taking Bret up onto his shoulders. Bret managing to break free, going for that reverse DDT. And Bret now starting to get some control in this match, but can he lock in that sharpshooter? He goes for a loose camel clutch instead. Is that going to be enough? I doubt it, to be honest. Jericho breaks free. There's the forearm. I reckon one more Walls of Jericho could do it. He locks in a a sleeper hold. I wonder, you know, because Jericho's locked in quite a few submissions on Bret, but Bret does break free once again. But Bret managing to turn things... Oh, take it back. Take it back. Bret now bringing Jericho back up to his feet. A big right hand in the gut now taking Jericho up. Pile driver. Wow. Just crumpling the spine. And now wrenching back at that leg of Jericho. Wonder why he's not really gone for the sharpshooter as of yet, Bret. You would have thought it's a submission match. You would have thought that would have been the first things he would have gone for, but evidently not. Jericho dropping Bret neck first over that top rope, and I thought he was going to go for the leg again there, but he doesn't. He's going to go for a surfboard by the looks of it. Yeah, Mexican surfboard. It's a pretty cool move. Don't see it very often in WWE. I did see it a couple of weeks back though. Where did I see it? I was watching a show recently. It might have been TLC, and they used the Mexican surfboard. I haven't seen that for ages. I think it was Balor versus Styles, wasn't it? Yeah, Balor versus Styles, and I think they'd messed up a little segment here or there. It had gone quite badly, so they sort of just improvised, and Balor locked in the Mexican surfboard. It was pretty cool, actually. There is the sharpshooter. Oh, he's tapped. Wow. Wow, I was just having a sip of my drink. I wasn't even expecting him to tap out that quick, to be honest. And we've got a brand new television champion here. I really thought Jericho was going to win this. He dominated this submission style of the match for so long. Locked in quite a few on Bret, but Bret's first attempt at a sharpshooter was enough to pick up the victory. That surprised me, that, you know. Really has surprised me that that first sharpshooter attempt was enough. And Jericho very, very close to the ropes as well. Of course, as I mentioned earlier on, I did switch off rope breaks, which obviously would have helped in this situation. But I think it makes the match a bit more smooth anyway, because if they keep getting rope breaks for submissions, that they would have gone even longer this match. But there you go, brand new television champion crowned here at Mayhem's Against the Odds pay-per-view. So that so far is 2 new champions and 1 successful retainment. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be hoping in our main event that he can become the 2nd successful retainment. But Jericho's had a torrid start to Season 2, losing against Owen Hart and Mayhem, and now losing against Bret here at Against the Odds. And we come right into our next match. This is going to be a cracker, this one. It is the Great Muta. We're rocking the black and red attire tonight rather than the red. I told you I can't talk. We're rocking the red and black attire tonight rather than the white and black. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta love the Great Muta. This is retro Muta. This is 80s and 90s Muta. I love the way that I don't know how that even happens. He slams the thing on the floor, and all of a sudden he's wearing more clothes. I don't quite know how that works on this game, but it seems to. He's got his gimp mask on, which is always useful. Can't beat a good gimp mask, can you? Sometimes I realise I have to be very careful with stuff I say, don't I, really? Because it could come across very, very wrong. But then again... oh, God, I'm coughing away. I'm trying not to cough away, you know, but... because I had a drink and it was just far too cold and it's really giving me brain freeze. It's probably why my voice has gone all funny. And of course, the Great Muta's opponent this evening is going to be the demon himself, Mr. Finn Balor. Let's realise this is not going to work too well. His entrance not be as good as it normally is it? Because it's not dark, is it? a pretty cool entrance. I'm using the actual demon version of Finn Balor rather than the demon. You know what I mean. I'm using the character demon of Finn Balor rather than the actual just demon attire, because the character version has a better stats, and it also have a better entrance as well, I think. I don't think this is the normal demon entrance. Where is he anyway? He's milking this, isn't he, old Finn? Finn. Can you imagine how good this entrance is going to be at WrestleMania? What is he wearing? Oh, Finn Balor here. Rocking some sort of medieval samurai outfit here. This is an interesting concept that Finn Balor's got here. We know sometimes he likes to adjust himself as to his opponent, and maybe to beat the man, you need to become the man. Of course, we know that Finn worked quite a lot in Japan. Of course, the very first leader of Bullet Club? I think he was. The very first leader of Bullet Club. It's amazing to think, though, he was the very first leader of Bullet Club. Yeah, I don't think they were a massive stable back then, were they? Because he was the first leader, but he was very much in the junior heavyweight division. He wasn't part of the main upper mid-card, was he? And I'm not saying that. The thing is that the junior heavyweight championship over in New Japan is still a very highly thought of title, so it's still very high playing. But it was only like when the likes of AJ Styles and Kenny Omega come along that the leader of Bullet Club has ended up in the main event, going for the main event championship. And I think it would be good if Bullet Club had someone who could go for that Intercontinental Championship, or really go for the full takeover. That'd be pretty interesting. There he is. Interesting here by Finn Balor, trying to get inside the head of the Great Muta. Thing is with these attires, right? People wear these attires thinking it's going to be really cool, and then when they get out in the ring, they got to spend half an hour unbuckling it. It's like when, if you watch Lucha Underground, you've got Mil Muertes. I'm pretty sure the only point of Katrina is that when they go to the ring, Katrina can help Mil Muertes get all the stuff off. Because he comes out of things around his arms, he comes out of a cape, he comes out of a thing around his neck, he comes out of all this sort of stuff, and she's got to take it all off him so he can actually wrestle. Finn Balor really heading to the real Japanese warriors. It would have been better if Great Muta actually done what he's supposed to do and get out of the ring, wouldn't it? So we go, the Great Muta versus Demon Finn Balor. And here we go, we're going to redo that. We had a bit of a glitch in the system. So we have to redo that match. Unfortunately, because it was going pretty well, actually. Both these guys, it's a cool match, isn't it? It is a cool match, these two. Great Muta had some fantastic matches for WCW in the late 80s, early 90s. The likes of Flair springs to mind. There's the pin, one. Only a one count, wow. And of course, this is retro Muta. This is not the current day Muta with a scary dragon looking mask and all that sort of stuff, which is still pretty cool. But I think having Muta in his prime was always the best way, I think. As Balor now kick across the chest of Muta as well. Now Balor dragging the Great Muta along to the ropes. What's he looking for? He's going to use the ropes to spring him up and drop a boot right in the gut. Big DDT as well. Balor bringing Muta up to a kneeling base. Dropping him. Again, looking for another DDT, but Muta reversed in with the knee in the gut. And a nice Death Valley driver sit out as well by Great Muta, who's now taking control of this match. But no, Balor fighting back. There's the uppercut. Balor trying to harness the souls of the ancient samurai. Big elbows. Muta sending Balor into the corner. Balor sending Muta into the far corner, and Balor really going for it here. Dropkick in the side of the head. Wow. Balor now dropping a boot in the arm. Now Balor, springboard frog splash. Not quite sure what happened there, but he did enter the body of Great Muta, which is never a good situation. Entering somebody else's body during the wrestling ring is not necessarily what you want to go for. Finn Balor now draping him and dropping him in the snake eyes. Followed up with a boot right in the chest. And a nice hesitation dropkick there by Balor as well. There's the pin on Muta. One. Oh, only a 1 count. Wow, Muta showing some real strength there. Real resilience to kick out so quickly. Oh, Balor gets caught with the right hand in the back. And a Yuriko there by Great Muta on Finn Balor, then gets caught with a big elbow in the back of the head. Muta went for those double fists, but Balor able to avoid it. Muta spins him round. Over the top ropes he goes. As you see, Muta there just taunting Finn Balor. And Finn Balor played possum, got ready, and then catch him the springboard dropkick. Oh, wow. Finn's going up top. Oh. Yep, we are going to see Finn up. No, we're going to see Finn up in the middle. Dropping double elbows himself. Thought he might be looking potentially for a coup de grace, but obviously not right time for Finn. But it could be very, very soon. As Finn brings Muta away from the ropes. Shotgun drop kick. Double barrels right in the chest. Why is Finn... I thought Finn normally goes to the coup de grace after the shotgun drop kick. Finn, big knee in the gut that gets taken down by the arm drag. Finn slides up the back there on Muta. Muta dropping Finn, neck and chest first over that top rope. Muta now dragging Finn away from the ropes. What does Muta have planned? A big kick in the spine. Nearly right in the eye. Hey. Finn catching Muta with a jawbreaker, but it's just so back and forth at the moment. No, neither guy can really take full control. Muta now heading up top. What does he have planned from the top? There's the big moonsault. Is that going to be enough? Muta drops into the pin. 1, 2. Oh no, Finn kicked out. Wow. Muta stalking. Balor. Oh, went for the big kick to the side of the head, but Balor avoided it. But Muta again. Oh, Muta just using his strength to take Balor up into the powerbomb. And I'm looking at a knee bar on Finn Balor as well. And Balor has to tap out from the knee bar. And the Great Muta is victorious here. But Finn Balor put up a fantastic fight against one of the toughest opponents of his career so far. It was a good match. I enjoyed that. Good victory there by the Great Muta. He could be a real force to be reckoned with in this universe mode as well. Wasn't really in any of our previous universe modes. Which I don't quite know why, because he's always been someone we've downloaded in the past, but we've never really known how to use him, so he's always been replaced by somebody else. But now we've got much more core space. It sort of gives the opportunity to use guys a bit more like this. There was a moonsault there by Muta, which was almost a free count, just about a 2, wasn't it? But eventually it ended up being the knee bar that finished Finn Balor off. See how slow the referee's count is. That probably was a free count, to be fair. So there we go, the Great Muta victorious. And did it on his own. No need for Hydra support here this evening. Great Muta is victorious. He's going to get himself the 10 ranking points. And Finn definitely showed a great side of himself here this evening. And I wouldn't be too disappointed if I was him. I think he's still going to have a very good run on this Survivor Series. This SWE Universe Mode Series. I don't know where my voice is going, I tell you. I have been recording for like 4 hours on this now. It's not gone too well so far, but I'm getting there. One more match. Main event time. Let's go. And here we go then. Sorry, I forgot to even talk through that bit, didn't I? Here we go then. It's time for our main event of the evening. It is going to be, of course, the Mayhem Championship on the line. Your champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who won the belt in a triple threat at Shabby Mania against Seth Rollins and Matanza Cueto, taking on the one, the only, the great one, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, Roman Reigns' less talented cousin, of course, The Rock. I don't mean that. I was being sarcastic, obviously. So, of course, The Rock won this opportunity by winning a fatal 4-way elimination match on Mayhem last week, defeating Triple H... No, Triple H. Shawn Michaels, wasn't it? Shawn Michaels, Mankind, and The Undertaker. It's a pretty cool match, actually. Really going back into the history of the Attitude Era, which is obviously everyone's favourite time in wrestling, I should imagine. Gotta love the Attitude Era, haven't you? And this is going to be one of those matches, I think. This was obviously one of the top matches in WrestleMania history when Rock faced off against Austin. I think it was that one WrestleMania that I love. I can't remember which one it is now. I want to say 17. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It was Rock versus Austin, Triple H versus Taker, Vince versus Shane. It was the first TLC match. It was an amazing hardcore match between Raven, The Big Show, and Kane, which I remember quite vividly. I remember Raven being literally demolished by everybody. I think the match ends off with Raven being thrown off the stage through another part of the stage, and then Kane did a running elbow drop into it as well. That's pretty cool. And here he comes then, Stone Cold Steve Austin with a Mayhem Championship in hand. Of course, this is Austin's first championship run in SWE. He's not going to want to lose the belt straight off the bat. I don't think The Rock's had a championship run yet in SWE either, has he? I don't think he has. The Rock, of course, was on Throwdown. No, he wasn't. He was on Octane for Season 2. I can't remember where he was in Season 1. I got a feeling he might have been on Mayhem for Season 1. So the Mayhem Championship's been held by CM Punk, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Matanza Cueto, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those are all the Mayhem champions. Of course, Rock never won the Octane. Rock might have been an Octane both times, I think. No, he can't be, because Octane the first time wasn't even a brand, was it? It was a Cruiserweight show. So, of course, Octane champions were... Not European, I've clicked on the wrong one. Octane champions have been Edge, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Drew McIntyre, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Yeah, so The Rock, for me, I don't think has ever held gold in SWE. I'm going to check Throwdown just in case, but I'm pretty sure he never was in Throwdown. Kevin Owens, Kenny Omega, Zack Sabre Jr., Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Those are your Throwdown champions in history. Oh, I forgot to update that, okay. Again, if you ever want to see all the former champions and so forth, like I said, if you check out the description in the blogger down below... Nope. If you check out the link in the description down below to our blogger page, I feel like Yoda. I'm literally turning to Yoda. I'm saying the right words, just in the wrong orders. Yeah, there's a link to the blogger page in the description down below. There's 5 separate blogger pages, one for each brand, that it will give you all of the current rankings, all of the current championships, history, and all sorts of stuff. So it's definitely worth a look if you just want to have a quick look. Of course, at the moment we're struggling a little bit because we did the draft on the day of release. So still, on some occasions, we're missing certain cores. So we're trying our best to get as many people in as we can. But like I said, at some points we're having to sort of either avoid using certain people because we haven't got the core, or using a less than amazing core. But as time goes on, of course, we'll get them all. I think Mayhem's not a problem. I think Mayhem's got quite a standard roster, so we've managed to get more or less everyone for that, I reckon. Have a quick look. I don't think the Mayhem had anyone too out there, I don't think. I'm struggling with Haku. I haven't got a good Haku yet. I think apart from that, we've more or less got everyone. Yokozuna and X-Pac I'm struggling with as well. But apart from that, I think we've more or less got everyone. And of course, don't forget, we've got Hakushi added to this roster now as well, since he did win the... what did he win? The match at Mystery Vortex, didn't he? Against... Jimmy Snuka. Yeah, so Hakushi is now part of this brand as well. Be interested to see if he's adopted by the Hydra, because of course Hydra more or less is every single Japanese guy on Mayhem. Hakushi comes in as a Japanese guy on his own. Be interesting to see where he ends up, who he aligns with, if he aligns with anyone, that is. He might just want to go solo. Rock bringing Austin back up to a kneeling base. Up against the ropes. Rock now taking Austin up, dropping him gut first across that top rope. Looking to drop the double axe handle, but Austin avoids it. Austin catching Rock with a clubbing blow. Now looking for that snap suplex, but Rock able to fight free with a right hand. And a running clothesline of his own. Now Rock looking for that neck breaker. Good move. Andre the Giant's actually quite high up in the rankings here on Mayhem. You know, that victory he had earlier on against Larry Zybsko, who's quite low in the rankings. That's put Larry Zybsko bottom of the rankings now, which is useful. No, it's not, no. Bradshaw's bottom of the rankings. Larry Zybsko's one from bottom of the rankings. That's put Andre up to 168 points, which puts him third in the rankings behind only Austin and Reigns. Rock now stomping on the chest of Austin, bringing Austin back up to his feet, but Austin fighting back with the shoulder block, taking the Rock down. Rock now sending Austin over his shoulders. And Rock just tapping away at his forehead, saying he knows what he's doing. He's got a plan here. Austin catching the Rock with that big right hand. But Rock taking him down with that arm drag. Of course, this is a big one here for Austin, because we have changed the rules now as well with Championship. So if Austin was to lose his Championship here, he would also have 50 ranking points taken away from him. So he's currently on 215. So he's not going to affect him too massively. But if he loses this, he'll lose 50 points, which will leave him at 165, which will be 3 points just below Andre the Giant, which will put him into 4th place. Yeah, 4th place in the rankings. But I think that's just a good way of doing it, just to try and make sure people don't go too far ahead. The original idea was to have, if you win a championship, you get 50 ranking points. And it just means that if you've won a championship in the past, you've probably got higher ranking points than people. I don't know, that still sort of makes sense to me, though. Maybe you don't lose as many points. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still going to have to test it and see how we go along, I think. Austin send the Rock into the corner. Now dropping him face first, Snake Eyes over that top. Slamming the Rock arm first into the mat, now bringing him back up to his feet, looking for that Ace Crusher, but Rock fighting him away, and Rock tapping his head like he knows what he's doing, but Austin catches him with that quick roll up. 1, 2. Oh, and Rock manages to roll it through. 1, 2. And Austin managed to fight free. Rock almost caught out there. Trying to tell people he knows what he's doing. Oh, Rock going for that spine buster, but Austin flew up into the DDT. And there's the Fez press. Raining down the right hands in the face of the Rock. Austin stalking him. And if anyone can take a stunner, it's this man here, the Rock. He knows how to sell these. There's the Stone Cold Stunner. There's the pin. Do we have a first successful title retention, the Mayhem belt here in Season 3? No, the Rock kicked out after 2. Wow. Wow, I was not expecting the Rock to kick out of that one, I must admit. Austin bringing Rock back up. Rock sending Austin over the top. Stamping on the knee of Austin. Big elbow in the top of the head of Austin as well. Rock now into the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Austin kicking out again. Kicking the spine there by Rock on Austin. Boot in the back of the leg. And I tell you what, since the Rock took a stunner, it seems to have woken him up a bit, to be honest. Rock dropping his body weight across the leg of Austin. Maybe he went for that knee that obviously you can see it's braced. Maybe he's thinking about potentially a sharpshooter. We know Rock likes to use that sharpshooter. Short DDT there by Rock on the kneeling Austin. And just on cue, as I was saying, Rock rolling Austin over into that sharpshooter. If my memory serves me right, didn't Rock versus Bret... Oh, wow. Oh my god, I called that so well, didn't I? I called that so bloody well. I said that Rock was trying to work on that braced knee of Austin, maybe for a sharpshooter, and that's exactly what happened. Rock worked over that knee, Rock locked in the sharpshooter, and Austin had no choice but to tap out. And as I was about to say, Austin had that really good match against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10, maybe? WrestleMania 10? Where it ended up with Austin actually falling unconscious to the sharpshooter. This time, he knew for the good of his own career here in SWE that he was going to have to tap out because the damage that could have caused to his knee in the long term probably wasn't worth it. He knows he'll get another opportunity at that Mayhem Championship. I'm sure PJ Togo will give him the chance. He's a big Austin fan. But Rock surviving the Stone Cold Stunner, but then to go on and win the match via that sharpshooter is quite a massive, massive result here. And here we go then. The Rock gets his first championship reign here in SWE. He is your SWE Mayhem Champion. It's been all change here this evening. There were only 2 episodes of Mayhem into Season 3, and already the Mayhem Women's Championship, the Mayhem Championship, and the Television Championship have all changed hands. But of course the Tag Team Champions, the Legion of Doom, live on to fight another day. Right guys, that is the end of this episode of Mayhem. I do apologise if it's got a bit tailed off towards the end. I said I've been recording this now for... I started recording it at 7:30, it's now 12:15. It's not gone too well for me up and down. But we got there in the end. I think we've got a pretty good show on the go. So I'm pretty pleased. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. If you have, then please do hit that like button. And of course, subscribe if you want to see some more. Like I said, links in the description below to all the blogger pages where you can see all the rosters, the current champions, all the ranking points and so forth. If that's of any interest to you. I love all that sort of stuff, I must admit. And yeah, I've been Champion Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you again in a couple of days' time for our next episode of Mayhem. So Mayhem's going to have 3 shows before Throwdown, Octane, and Adrenaline and Carnage even get their second one out. Bye? I forgot to say bye. Bye! Goodbye. I'm waving. You can't see me waving though. Bye.